Cause I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
It was kind of a possibility on the last one, but like now I feel like just with the leverage that we have right now, and it's just a time that women's basketball is going crazy.
Ooh, so I'm excited.
Some of these WNBA players are tripping. Let's just call it what it is, man. A strike? A strike. For a league that is going to be losing $40 million this year, you believe you deserve a raise. In what world does that make a lick of sense? Now, I understand that players want to make money. Totally for that. But when the league itself is hemorrhaging money like crazy, and the only reason they're still in existence is because of the child support that the NBA plays.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off.
Why don't they just kind of look in the mirror and just be grateful that they're getting paid at all? Because when a league is losing millions of dollars every year, and losing $40 million this past year, which, by the way, is an improvement over previous years, you can't justify giving anybody a raise. If anything, those players should be paying the WNBA just to participate in this Mickey Mouse league. And this isn't to slight women's sports. The PWHL has proven, when done correctly and to scale, women's sports can be entertaining. Women's sports can get revenue for the league. The problem with the WNBA is these players are so arrogant and full of themselves, they're not able to kind of take a step back and realize that they're not making money and that they need to improve this league. They are all against lowering the hoop a little bit to kind of maybe add a little bit of dunking or more dynamic play. They feel like, oh, that's a disgrace to us and that's insulting. It's like, no, it's a good idea. Maybe kind of add that excitement. And the crazy thing to me, right? You got this golden goose in Caitlin Clark. And instead of just using her like the NBA did with Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, like the top players in their generations, instead of using Caitlin Clark to kind of promote the game, there's a bunch of bitter that just want to hate on her, and they kept her off the USA Olympic team just solely off of politics. It's crazy. One of the most marketable people that you have, you're going to isolate? That makes no sense. And just shows that with the WNBA, they really just don't want to get out of their own way. You know, and this is no disrespect, but there is going to be some disrespect when I say it to Angela Reese. Sure, she gets a ton of rebounds because she's chasing her own missed 5 shots in a row. That's going to inflate the rebound stat. Hate to tell you that. That's just kind of is what it is. Caitlin Clark has been proven to draw in crowds. When there's a Caitlin Clark game in opposing arenas, the attendance is way up. The Indiana Fever attendance has been extremely good. And hats off to the Fever. They're going to try to win something here and try to build something with Clark. It just baffles me that instead of, really embracing this young player, they're just going to go out of their way to alienate her, insult her, because let's just call it what it is. There's jealousy in there.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
And regardless of how good or bad you think Caitlin Clark is, when a league is dying and a league that honestly shouldn't be in existence is losing money, maybe treat that one piece that can bring in viewers a lot better. I don't believe the WNBA should get raises. They don't make money. And if they strike, who fucking cares? Honestly, who cares? Who's gonna miss the WNBA action outside of a few really dedicated fans? Nobody's clamoring for it over here. If they went on strike, it's not like when the MLB went on strike or the NHL or the NFL have had threatened lockouts and things of that nature. You have millions of fans in those sports. And well, sure, there's the dedicated few WNBA fans. They're struggling to get viewers as it is. If they strike and they don't play, nobody will care. Just accept the fact that your league isn't making money. You don't deserve raises. And as for those certain WNBA players that are complaining about, well, we can't afford a way of life. Like, listen, if you're making $70,000+ a year, a season, some of these players hundreds of thousands of dollars on a league that is losing money, hemorrhaging money like crazy, maybe you just take the bag and shut the up and find some work in the off time. You know, sponsorships, podcasts, everyone's doing them these days. Instead of complaining. Especially when the average American is barely getting by and struggling. It's just, it's so tone deaf. It drives me insane. But I'd like to know your thoughts. Do you think the WNBA players should go on a strike? Do you think they should fight for their rights and make, I don't know, money magically come out of thin air? Or are you kind of like me? It's like, hey, if you strike, nobody's going to give a flying. Let me know your thoughts. See you in the next one.